Hey Libra, welcome back to the Guiding Chariot and welcome to your Taurus season reading. Okay, I'm excited. Let's get into this. Libras, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're enjoying your slice of life. As always, house rules apply. This will be a general reading for all Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Take the messages as they resonate. Don't try to force anything. Something comes up, doesn't fit your situation, card doesn't make sense to you, leave it on the table. That message just wasn't for you. Take the rest. Side note, Libras, I am recommending everyone check out the Taurus video. Since this is about Taurus season and we all get a little dose of Taurus energy in this season, I do think that message will apply to everyone. Maybe not the whole message. You may just have to take bits and pieces. But I am recommending everyone check it out just because it is focused on the whole season. So we are getting a little dose of that. But with that said, oh, there we go. Let's get into your reading. So I am starting off with a new deck from my friend Sanateu Golden Ray. I am using her new Awakening deck. So if you ever want to check that out, I have her Instagram down below. You can find her. You guys have the Violet Ray. Love this card. So Violet Ray, think of everything that connects to your third eye chakra, right? So a lot of downloads, major psychic activation for you guys right now, Libra. So you definitely might be sensing some things. Your intuition, I'm sure, is pretty much going to be on fleek right now, especially if you also have like water signs like Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces in your chart as well. Huge, huge boost. We also have that full moon, I think, coming up. I think it's Scorpio next week, if I remember correctly. I might be making that up. I think it is. But with this Violet Ray, so yes, there is a lot of boosting to your psychic body, your spiritual body, your intuition. I would also say that there's probably a lot of transmutation going on for you, my lovely Libras, as you start to transition things into a higher state of consciousness, right? Because you think about it, you have our lower chakras, the bottom three, which are all, very physical, very in the body, very earthly. Then you have your oh my god, I'm so sorry. Then you have your heart chakra, which to me is a big transmutation point. One, because it's the heart, but two, because that's where we go from the lower three physical to the upper three, which are spiritual, right? And the heart sits right between that. So you have one point where things start to transmute. But also when you get to your third eye, then there's that intuitive sense, right? There's that spiritual sense that starts to look at things in a different way, perceive things in a different way, reflect on things in a different way, and then above that is your higher consciousness, right, with your crown chakra. So definitely feel this month has a lot of shifting in the sense where your perception, your understanding of situations, hopefully, and we'll see what happens in your tarot, hopefully clarity of situations is coming around. But the biggest thing for you really right now, transmutation, big word. You are starting to shift and translate what you've been going through and what's surrounding you. And you're either putting it into a context that can be digestible, that can be rearranged and developed, or you're kind of taking it and just doing it. You're just shifting everything because you're like, yeah, we can't do this anymore. Yeah, I'm not allowing this. So if this is going to be here, we're going to turn it into something else. Right? Because, energy cannot be destroyed, right? It can only be altered. Actually, here, let's put this on the side. What do we get here? Oh, Libras. Libras, I love you guys so much. So you guys got wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings. Yeah. So honestly, you guys, don't be too concerned, because this is what you're transmuting, right? It's all that lower shitty stuff that's going on. So, like I said, you may be going through some things, you just may be surrounded by some things that just don't feel good, they just suck. It's just life things. Sometimes things suck. It happens. You're transmuting them though. So yes, things may suck now. That's not permanent, it's not temporary. And with the Violet Ray coming to you, honestly, that's on its way out. So you've been through some rough stuff. And honestly, so Libras, I don't know how many of you are going to need to hear this. It may not be all of you. with this card coming up, knowing you have the Violet Ray on you, don't question the things that come to you that are shitty. And when I say don't question them, I mean, you know, it's not about deserving it. You didn't do something to earn shitty things or earn these rough times, or, you know, like, they're also not being done to you, right? A lot of times when especially if this is coming from another individual, a lot of times when people do things or hurt us or act in a certain way that makes us, you know, gives us, you know, wounding or whatever, a lot of times that has nothing to do with us, right? I would even argue most times, if not all times, it has nothing to do with us. Are we hurt because of it? For sure, right? How we perceived it definitely can be painful. But a lot of times that person didn't make that decision thinking about you. It's really based on what they were feeling in the moment, or their programming that's, you know, conditioned them to behave that way, or, you know, or they did that because that particular behavior gave them some type of feeling they were looking for. A lot of times that shitty stuff has nothing to do with you, and again, you didn't do anything to deserve it. It just happened. So don't try to own it, because it's not yours. That's a big reason why the Violet Ray is coming to help you transmute it. It's not yours. You're not supposed to be carrying this around. Some of you, I think, might be trying to own things that really aren't yours. And that's a big no-no, right? Because that's useless, because you can't really make any changes, because if it's someone else to carry, or it's someone else's to carry, who do you think has to change that? Them, not you. So no matter what effort you put into it, it's not helping you, and it's not helping the other person. They have to be the ones to do it. So that's why you're at a point of just transmuting things. If you're in some heavy, dense stuff, we're just working to lighten it. We're helping to shift it, and we're turning it into something else. Instead of being, you know, sad or grieved about a situation, what can we do about it? How can I perceive this differently? How can I really take the things maybe I do have to own, but then the other bits that I can't change, I can't do anything about, I have to look at that in a certain way and be like, all right, you know what? That really has nothing for me. There really isn't anything good for me there. I have to let that go. And instead of being in an energy of despair or frustration, I need to put it into hope and faith that the other person is going to take care of it and do the things that they need to do. Or, you know, trusting that your new line of action, that you've left the support in place for this person to make those changes, or for the whatever the situation is to develop. But you have to start really refocusing on what is serving you, right? Because otherwise your energy is just draining out. And look what you got. Wheel of Fortune and the Hangman. So yes, you've been still. Yes, you've been in suspension. But things are about to change with this Wheel of Fortune. New things are coming in. There is going to be a fresh new wind coming in, just blowing all this BS away. It was a time of introspection for you. Internally, I would say you've done, not you're doing, you're done, you've done a lot of growing. And I think you have at least a clearer picture of what's happening and really what your role is. I love how both of those had to run away. You have a better role, or a better or clearer understanding of what your role is in this situation, if you have a role in it at all. Where'd they go? Hold on. All over the place. All over the place. Okay. Alright, my lovelies. So we've got the Seven of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. So very, very interesting energies. And honestly, again, this Seven of Swords, I think, is the other person. They're trying to get away with something. They're trying to sneak something by everyone. They're just trying to serve their own agenda. They really aren't. And I some of you who know tarot symbology are probably going to be like, yeah, but that's a card of lying and misuse and trying to take advantage of a situation and stealing. And yes, it is. But honestly, what this person is cheating themselves out of is really themselves, right? They're messing with their own potential. They're messing with their own life. They really aren't doing anything to you here with this Queen of Pentacles. They can't touch you, right? They're just being squirrely, thinking they're better off doing it, thinking they're getting something they want. They're just cheating themselves. They're not cheating you. Because here you're the Queen of Pentacles. You're grounded, you're secure, you're stable, your money's good, your finances are safe. This person, the shenanigans they're doing really is only fucking with them. Oh, got a whole lot of stuff going on. Okay, let's... I'm not going to take it, but the Six of Pentacles was sticking out. So I do think that's a need for you to kind of be in flow, my lovely Libras. Actually, here. I want to take them in order. So we're going to flip them over. Yep, look at that. King and Queen of Pentacles. Look at that. So, for some of you, if we're talking about love, there may be a counterpart coming in for some of you. I'm not going to go too deep in that unless it pops up in the cards again. I would almost wonder... I still see you as the Queen of Pentacles, okay? But I do almost wonder if this King of Pentacles is connected to the Seven of Swords, if this is the other person. You guys, if this is romance, you guys might be twin flames. You're definitely connected on some level, right? So I do wonder about how this King is doing. I think they're the ones that's being a little... They're being a little squirrely. You have the Queen of Wands here, so there may be a female fire sign. Doesn't have to be. Three of Pentacles. That's actually super comforting. Oh, I'm gonna have to talk to someone. There we go. Five of Pentacles, and then we have the Eight of Wands. So we're not done yet. We're gonna pull a few more cards. Honestly, I wouldn't have said this if the Three of Pentacles didn't come out, but it might be you, the squirrely one, and this other person, the Three of Wands. I do think for those of you that are really, really connecting to this particular message here with the squirrely person against you, I do feel like there's going to be three people involved. Again, you, squirrely, and this Queen of Wands energy. So someone, big personality, possible fire sign, but someone definitely very, very, very... I was going to say funny. I don't know why funny was coming to my mind. I don't know, maybe they are funny. And honestly, I do kind of get that it's a female. It doesn't have to be. Hold on one second. Alright, Libra, sorry about that. I had to cut something out. Where was I? Yes. So it doesn't have to be a female, but I'm kind of feeling it is for most of you. And again, this is really just for the people who are really connecting to this storyline. So there may be three of you involved. I do think that there's some type of discord between you guys right now. Maybe all three of you, maybe two of you versus the other. I don't know. But there's definitely tension somewhere within this little triangle. I honestly, I do think that will dissipate. I think that will resolve itself. But and I say that because we have the Three of Pentacles, so there is support coming together. I do think the three of you will be back and on the same side again. I do think you're going to have to distance yourself from the situation first. You have the Five of Pentacles here, which is a card of feeling unsupported. No one's listening to you. You're kind of on the outs. So it might be the two of them against you, or they might be on one side, you're on the other side, and it's not about who's right or wrong. You're just on different sides at the moment, or again, all three of you could just be in your own camps. But I feel like there's going to be a time where you have to distance yourself, especially from the squirrely person, which is going to be hard because, like I said, I think you and the squirrely person, that connection is really, really deep. So you're kind of at this point where you're going to need to I can't, right? Because I'm trying to make things better. I can't make things better for you until you want to. I'm trying to make things better for myself because this sucks in this position. I do think you're gonna be stepping out of whatever this little triangle is and kind of leaving people to their own devices. Which, yes, can be scary. Yes, can be uncomfortable because then you're kind of trusting that these people are going to figure themselves out. And I would probably argue there's probably not a whole lot of trust there right now. But honestly, regardless, that is the best thing for you to do for yourself, right? You have free will. You can do what you want. You don't have to listen to this at all. But I do think that's the best thing for you. And I think if you have enough trust to just let that be, there is going to be some clarity that comes in after that with this Eight of Wands. There will be communication that will return to you. So honestly, I think it's the best thing for you in this season to really focus on you. And it doesn't make you selfish. It doesn't make you, you're not being like an entitled little brat. It's just, you have to. There's nothing you can do in this situation. Absolutely nothing. And we started with the Wheel of Fortune. There are some opportunities coming for you personally. The longer you stay and deal with all of this blah, 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 you're never going to see those. Or you'll be so busy that they just kind of pass you by. You won't even see it when they arrive. Oh, thought those were going to come out. I think we'll do one more shuffle before we close this out. We'll see. We'll see what pops up. Again, for some of you, because we do have this... Oh, thank you. Yes. Okay. So remember I said this Queen of Wands, probably a woman? Probably is a woman. So we've got the Empress literally landed right on top of it in the reverse. So this particular female... Sad to say, I don't want to say she's being shady, but she's definitely not thinking straight. She's definitely, and I would say, when this card shows up in reverse, she's definitely got her own agenda. She's being a little snaky. I would also say she's going through some dark times, and instead of doing what you're doing now, transmuting it and helping to heal it and move it into something else, she's kind of hiding from it, right? You can see she's like pulling over her little cloak and be like, nope, I don't see it. That's not bad. That's not dangerous. I'm not depressed. I'm not worried about that. She, instead of facing it and dealing with it, she's just kind of shouldering it, and not good, because I would say that's making her behave in a certain way. She may even be the one that's doing this. It's going to be different, so you're going to have to make the pieces fit how they will. But this particular energy, she's not using her powers for good, let's say. She may not even be using them at all. She may full on just be like full retreating in herself. Might even be really short with everyone right now, right? So instead of being her normal, charming, charismatic, positive self, she's being really sharp and angry and aggressive and defensive almost. So rough energy to deal with, but also one that's not, there's no reasoning with this. Right? So you kind of have to let that energy just, fine, go be crazy on your own. I can't anymore. So interesting vibe coming off of that particular card. Okay, what do we get here? Four of Pentacles. I don't want to leave it on the Four of Pentacles. I feel like we'll make that our last. I feel like we're doing this. Perfect. Okay. Oop. So we've got the Four of Pentacles as well as the High Priestess. So, honestly, this is great. So Four of Pentacles, sorry, I'm waving all over the place. Four of Pentacles is a card of kind of clinging and holding on to things. I get it. This connection is strong. You might even have something with this character over here. They're important to you. The situation is important to you, right? So I get it. Libra. It's disappointing that this situation has to be so tough, right? You gotta trust yourself that you're making the right calls, that you're making the right decisions. The High Priestess is a card of I don't know what I was going to say. It is a card of intuition, right? And I think it can be kind of irritating, because I was going to say it's a card of irritation. It's so not a card of irritation. But I think it's irritating because you're getting downloads, or you're trying to say things or convey things, and it's either falling on deaf ears or what's being channeled to you. It's like, I know I have to do this, but I don't want to do it because I think things are going to fall apart, or I'm nervous if I step out, what's going to happen, or if I'm nervous if I do this, what the result will be. So there's this weird dialogue happening within you where, like, you understand one thing or you're feeling one thing, but your conscious mind is like, oh, but is that the thing? Because I'm, there's all this kind of worry about it, right? Because again, we're trying to cling too tightly to something. And I already told you, you're gonna have to separate. You're gonna have to separate. Taurus season is, I don't want to say it's going to be rough, because I don't think it's going to be rough. But I think you are going to be dealing with things that just suck. Like, they just suck. But you have to know, they're not being targeted to you. Honestly, there's really nothing that has to do with you. So I think your trajectory is great. Remember, we had that Wheel of Fortune at the beginning. So, and I think we talked about this in your last reading, now that I say that. I do think your trajectory is good. I do think there's this big thing going on with you and these other people, or you and this other person, that you're going to have to break from, because it's just dragging you down. And no matter how hard you cling, this will not change it. This will not heal the situation. This isn't going to fix anything. It's just going to wear you out. So you do have to trust your instincts here. For some of you, you might have to just kind of be willing to sit in some stillness and see what comes to you, see what feels good to you in those moments. If you really are like, I have no idea what to do. My hands are in the air. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. Oh, I'm so, like, Libras, I hate doing energies that are, or dealing with readings and energies that are this dense, because I would prefer to transmute it as well, but that's kind of the phase you're in right now. So it's not a bad thing to be thinking with your conscious mind, but if your conscious mind is being so clingy and is kind of being unwilling to look at things as they are and be willing to see a bigger perspective or a broader perspective, that's where your intuition is going to start to rebut against you, right? Because it's trying to get you to be like, no, stop doing that. Like, you're making it worse for yourself. Do not do this. And your conscious mind is like, oh, but I can't, but I want, but I, all those buts are just going to get you in trouble. All right? So, again, just focus on you. Focus on your highest good, right? And if that means you have to cut some stuff out, that means you cut some stuff out. But do it with the expectation and the hope that by you stepping out and forcing people to fix their own mess, they will fix their own mess. Will it be harder for them? Probably. I'm not going to lie to you. Probably. It's probably going to make their journey harder. But again, they're the ones that have to fix it. You cannot fix it for them. And it doesn't serve you to hold their hand through it or walk side by side with them, because they're just going to bitch and moan and they're going to throw it at you, and you don't deserve that. So honestly, I think by you stepping out, it does force people into realization, or it does force the situation along, because instead of you carrying it, someone has to carry it for themselves. And that's when you get this message, right, with this eight of wands. So serve your highest good. Serve your highest good, Libra. All right, I'm going to wrap it up there. I love you guys. I'm wishing you all the best. Make sure to smash that like button and leave me a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys, especially if you let me know how it resonates. That's super important for me. Also, make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when your next reading pops up. I love you guys. Stay safe. Take care. I'll see you in your next reading. Bye, Libra.